There you go. You're on.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. This is our last live of 2022. I got overzealous in my description. I said 2023. So I'll change that after, but we're in 2022 yet, coming up to 2023. So what's going on here at the Paper Cut? Well, right now we're technically off. I've been in here doing a little bit of stuff. Closing out the year end, and I was listening to Linda, my local stamp store gal, and she was saying how hard 2022 was, and honestly I have to agree with her. We sailed through COVID, through business, picked up all you guys, it went great, and this past year was probably harder than the COVID year, with price increases and stocking issues, and it's not just hitting us with the price increases, then it hits you guys too. So, it's hitting everybody. So we appreciate, anything that you guys can do for us as far as, supporting us, doing our lives, or doing our, our classes, watching me live. And, I understand that a lot of you, just like us, are in the same boat with, financially, and, I'm quite surprised, happily surprised at all of you that can participate, month after month in our crafters classroom and on our Fun Time Thursdays. I'm really grateful for that, because I know it is difficult. And if, even if you're not participating, one way that Linda was talking about that you could help is by sharing our stuff. So maybe you can't, participate financially because it's tough out there. With everything, but even just sharing, or on Stamp Junkies, if you're on there, recommending us, or when they ask about a good paper, suggesting us, that's we appreciate all of that, because it's hard. So getting through this next year, I'm a little afraid, but we're gonna make it, and we're gonna keep going with our Thursday nights, and I'm trying to. I'm not going to say it's my New Year's resolution, but I'm hoping to do our Fun Time Thursdays, once a month. And I'm hoping I'm going to really try.
Once a month?
Once a month for our Fun Time Thursdays.
Okay.
And I'm really going to try to put those out there so you can order that kit at the same time that you order the Crafters Classroom kit. And it might not happen every month. Let's just be real here, because I sometimes have bigger thoughts than what I can really produce. So, but I know I kind of backed off on those this year. I didn't do as many. So I'm going to really try to do them more often, and post them at the same time so you guys can save on shipping, and get those all shipped together. So, and then we did our recap. I think you guys liked that. I missed 1 month of that with the warehouse sale, and then I missed one Thursday night, which I'm pretty happy with myself for that. We've kept our Thursday nights up every week except for Thanksgiving, and then the 1 week that I was sick. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with, joining you every Thursday night. I hope you guys enjoy being with me every Thursday night, because I really appreciate it. We have fun. My mom and I have fun back here. So, anyways, that's kind of our 2022. We're going to wrap it up tonight. And what do we have going on in 2023? Let's go. I didn't even make sure the sound is working. Nobody said it's not. Oh, it is. Usually that's the first thing I start with, this video and sound.
And I even turned my sound off, Sarah.
Totally forgot. So let's go down to the table. We'll just look at our first craft along coming up.
All right. There you go.
So the first craft along is the Happy Heart. And so we have our Peekaboo Shutter card. That's our Peekaboo Shutter card. And we have our little Flip It card. And then we're doing a layered card. And honestly, I meant to have it done weeks ago. And I'm still kind of working on that now with our little Eeyore. But I'm thinking it's going to be something like that, but not totally sure. So anyways, that's our craft along January 14th. The other thing is I'm pretty sure the next weekend on the 21st, I am going to do a comment sold. I need to work really hard at a lot of things, but cleaning up stuff, and there's a lot. So yeah, I'm hoping to have a comment sold on the 21st. But when I do my recap on the 1st, we'll talk about that. So anyways, there's that. Let's set that aside. So let's see if I can get a clean piece of paper here. There we go. But we have our 20. I did kind of plan for tonight. I mean, gosh, it took me like all day. I was planning on doing a few things, including the Eeyore card, and it didn't happen. So we've got our 2023. So we are going to take a double shutter card, and I know I've done double shutters before, but we're going to do a little bit of a variation. So the double shutter card is, and I'm just pulling one out first, just so I can get my marker. Now this is something we sell, but you can do it on your score pal. So let's just go through that. But honestly, pre-cut is easier. Now, and I don't get all of my, I don't bam come up with all of my ideas. I do go on Pinterest, I look at stuff. So what we're doing tonight, I did see on Pinterest, and I mean the double shutter card we've had for a long time. But this is just a variation of the double shutter card that I did see on Pinterest. So, but let's just talk about the double shutter card just for a minute before we start with that. So the double shutter card has 4 scores. So it's our normal 4 1/4 inch card base, but this whole length right here, and that's why I started to draw the arrow down there, but okay, there we go, is 12 3/4 inches. So this whole thing is 12 3/4 inches, and it's your 5 1/2. So, and then each of these full length is your 4 1/4.
Oh, didn't do what I wanted it to do.
What to do? What did?
I looked up double shutter card and put a link, but it didn't go to there. So.
Oh. So anyways, so you're scoring at 4 1/4, and you can go from the opposite side and do 4 1/4, but it should be 4 1/4 and then 8 1/2. And then these it's scored in between. So this score right here is at 2 1/8. Okay, so it's at 2 1/8 in and 2 1/8 in. That gives our 4 scores. Like I said, we have them pre-cut in 3 colors, white, cream, black. The thing with double shutter cards, and let's just talk about scores for a minute. Normally the bump, you have the bump and you have the indent. Normally the bump is always the inside of the card. Okay, on double shut, and because you're folding it both ways, you kind of have to break that rule. So with the double shutter card, I do like to fold my inside in, and then do, when I fold back, my bump is right there. So it doesn't have to be, but sometimes it folds a little bit better. Sometimes if you fold it opposite, some of the, an end may go off a little ways. So if you fold, I'm saying, it might extend slightly out. Even though the scores are exact, when you're folding scores, even though the score is exactly at 2 1/8, it's just weird. I don't know why, but sometimes if this extends out of one side and then it's short on the other, and you fold it the opposite way, then it will fold correctly. So that's what I'm trying to say. So that's our double shutter card. We're going to take a black one today, and we are going to cut 1 inch off of both ends. So I have to get my trimmer out here. So we're taking our pre-scored shutter card and cutting 1 inch off of both ends. Actually, I'm just going to do a little bit under an inch. Actually, I do have some paper pre-cut, so I might need to do an inch. I can't remember. And I do need to replace my paper trimmer here. So I'm going to cut a hair under an inch off of both ends. And I meant to make like 4 of these cards today because I'm actually going to use this card for my triplet niece's birthday card. So hopefully next week I'll have some more of these pre-cut, or more of these done, more samples. So there's our double shutter card. Now, what I saw, it looks really cool, putting paper here and then paper here. You can use coordinating, like a lot of your two-sided printed papers come and they're coordinating on both sides. So you could use one side here and your other side here. We're going to use metallics because we're going for a blingy New Year's card. Now, I have almost nothing New Year's. And I know it's too late to send a New Year's Eve card, but we have to celebrate New Year's Eve coming up. So I'm doing a New Year's card. It could be just I'm going to do 3 birthday cards. Not going to do black, I'm going to do white. But this will make a good little New Year's Eve card. So anyways, I cut strips of paper. And they are going to, I didn't cut my length, but I'm going to cut my lengths. And I have to go blingy because it's New Year's, or it will be New Year's. So we are going to do some blingy layers. So let's just cut those. I should have cut them all ahead of time, but I struggled enough with just figuring this card out. So I decided, no, I'm not going to cut them all ahead. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 3/8. And this is our silver shimmer. And I'm going to leave my, and I think I didn't even cut them the same width. Pretty close, but anyways. Okay, so now I'm going to layer that with our black Mirri Sparkle. And I'm going to trim those too. I mean, I started this card and I went all different directions. I had so many different supplies out here, and I know you guys can probably all relate to starting something and having it not go exactly the way you want it to go, and then you get all kinds of stuff out. So yeah, it happens when you're designing. Okay. Oops, I need to
Oh, Diana McAtura, you made the bread for Christmas.
Oh yeah, I want to see if anybody made the bread. If you can post your pictures on our fan page or even in this feed, we want to hear about it. We want to hear about whether you liked it, how it turned out, what everybody thought. Were they all oogling over it? If anybody made the bread but making different insides, different like roast beef and Swiss or whatever. Yes, post your pictures. I forgot to say that.
Diana said it's all gone.
It was probably devoured pretty quick. So, anyways, yes, I do want to hear and I want to see your bread pictures. So, we do have a fan page. I'm not sure if you know that, but we do have a paper cut fan page, and you can post your cards on there. You can post your pepperoni bread on there. So you can share whatever you want on there that has to do paper cut. Okay, so these are going to be our front 2 little teeny tiny panels. I should have my narrow tape here. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the bread, because we have fun making it. And the fudge.
Did you make any fudge? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so now, normally for a double shutter card, these two panels are covered up because this panel goes all the way over. This time they're not covered up. So we're going to put a coordinating piece of paper back there. Now I couldn't decide on whether I wanted to do this in silver, because another color that I'm pulling in is purple. I have a purple Celebrate. Or whether I wanted these purple with alcohol ink. So I have both going on here. So let's just do some purple ones and then we'll figure out which we like best.
Hey Sarah,
Yes,
do you have the pepperoni cooking class on YouTube?
it is on YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
So I'm using alcohol ink and I'm just swooshing. Remember, these are the holographics. So we're swooshing, swooshing, swooshing. And I don't know if I'm going to use these, but I just had that thought after that possibly I wanted to do purple instead of silver, because I do have the purple Celebrate. And if you haven't read, like I'm sure you've gotten them, but if you haven't read our recap email, like the video link will be in the recap email too. And I might actually post where you can print the copy of the pepperoni bread from that recap email. So anyways, there we have the purple. Like I said, I haven't decided yet whether I'm using the purple panels or the silver. So let's put one on each one and we'll see which we like better. So we have our, so yeah, normally you don't see this whole panel, but because we chopped off a little bit, we can use coordinating things on the panels. So the front of our card will have like little panels going across it. And remember, we're going to have, I think I might do the purple because then I've got some gems and we'll do the gems. Yeah, I think, so what do you guys think? Do you think the purple or do you think the silver? And this is what we have kind of going on, going across the front of it. I think we do the purple. So let me know if you're out there watching, do you like the purple better or do you like the silver? So while we're deciding, I am going to attach our Celebrate. So this is a silver or purple mirror card Celebrate. I see purple, purple, purple. Yes, I'm in agreement with you. I didn't do it this afternoon when I was doing stuff, but I got it out and I'm like, huh, that might look really good.
Yeah, everybody's liking purple.
Everybody likes the purple, yes. I think we're going to add the purple in that way. Because that purple, what is that, purple Twilight matches really good with the purple mirror card.
Wendy Little made one round with Canadian bacon and then two log-shaped, one with pepperoni and one with Canadian bacon. And took them.
I've never done it with the Canadian bacon. I'm wondering how that is.
What did you use for the numbers, Sarah? What die? What die?
Oh, okay, so that was a whole big thing too. So let's just talk about that. I have no number dies. So these numbers I actually did off of I have a Brother machine. I have a Brother scan and cut.
Oh yeah.
That I only really use for dies. Like when I'm designing dies and I don't actually have the die here, I will pull out the Brother Scan and Cut. So I don't use it for anything else. I don't use it for anything that you're probably supposed to be using it for. I just use it when I need to cut something that I don't have the die for. So, but I have like no numbers. So yes, I did those on my Brother Scan and Cut, and I was like, maybe I should do some numbers so I have them in the future. And then I do have a Happy New Year word die, but I had loaned out some of my Christmas dies, and the Happy New Year die was on with the Christmas words because the die actually said Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So that die was on there. So today when I went to look for it, I was like, oh crap, I don't have that. I don't have numbers. I have like one stamp, which I can't even find in my area right here. Oh, yeah, I have like one New Year's stamp. Shocking because I have a ton of stamps. So, okay, so let's go on to the purple. So, yeah, it's hard designing a New Year's thing when you don't have anything. Last year, I don't know if you remember, but I did House Mouse. I pulled that from the archives. And I think I used the same stamp right here. That's my one New Year's stamp. So yes, I went to my Brother Scan and Cut to cut out my 2023. So I did cheat a little bit there. Sorry. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I thought, oh, it is a nice little size though.
Yeah. Hey. Improvisation.
Yep. And yeah, this purple was not part of my plan. I just thought of it right before I left. And I brought the alcohol inks in here. I tried some splattering. I tried some watercolors. I was just trying everything for a background, and I wasn't even going to do ink on there.
Martha Fiegel, you're a newbie here tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you for joining us. Every Thursday we're here, unless I'm sick, but that only happens hopefully not at all, or maybe once a year. So we've got the celebrate. Now, this is another thing. We could do, which I don't think I'm going to do. Well, actually, I'm getting off topic here.
So Martha, how did you hear about this?
Let's go to the inside first. Oh, I punched out some, this was a suggestion on our, Cheryl did it on our fan page, where she took her main panel and did the die cutting because she knew she was going to cover it up. So I did the same thing today. I took my purple mirror card, I cut a bunch of purple stars, and I'm going to use that as a layer. Sometimes I can't always do that, like when I'm sending you guys class kits, but you guys can do that. Looks like I cut this the wrong size too. What was I doing? Hang on, let me make sure this fits.
What is the fireworks paper?
The fireworks paper is the Blast holographic.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did cut that the wrong size. I don't know what I was thinking there. All right, then I've got our 2023 going down the side. This is on the inside now, and I do have a piece that I'm going to stamp our Happy New Year. Now, I did pull out a piece of plain white, and I pulled out a piece of metallic white. because sometimes you can't, sometimes, see, I was playing with splattering, but sometimes the black isn't as black on the metallic. So I brought both because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So let's just get our stamp here. This stamp is super old. It's a Stampa Rosa stamp from 1999. That is a long time ago. Anybody else have any Stampa Rosa? Hang on, I'm just going to try it on my regular white too. And I might have to heat it. On the metallic paper, your inks are not going to dry as quick. So on the non-metallic, this, I'm not going to take my finger over the top of it, but on the non-metallic, it'll dry pretty quick. On the metallic, which I think this is the Crystal Star Dream, sometimes you have to heat set it, and as it soaks in, you'll lose a little bit of the darkness, just with the sheen of the metallic paper. So I'm just going to heat this. You could emboss it. So I could emboss this with black. And actually, even with heating it, we're not losing too much of the color. But I just didn't want to handle it and smudge it, because you might have done this in your stamping, your time stamping, which I really hate it after I stamp it and then I smudge it. So let's just turn it over. Sometimes you can test it. Ooh, it's hot.
Whoops.
So it still was a little bit wet. And it was still a little bit wet right here, even though I heated it. So I'm just going to set it down there for a minute. While we're waiting for that to dry, let's go on to our 2023. Hang on, I don't know if the 2023 is going to show up. I think it shows up better on the silver. So I'm just going to leave this piece silver. We're going to do our 2023. Remember, this is our micro dot adhesive. Sometimes it's handy to have a tweezers to pull them off of here, because then you don't get your fingers sticky. And remember, sometimes I say it's better to, instead of pressing from the top, it's better to turn it over and press from the back, because then you don't have to worry about your sticky fingers getting all over it. Okay, so we're just going to give it a little press. We're going to add that down the inside. Perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, because if it was perfect, it would be Hallmark, right?
Hmm.
Okay. We probably could have done this one purple, but I didn't. So, and it's already attached, so we're not going to go back. And again, this still might be a little wet, so I'm just going to push from the back. So see how this is set up? This is all, these three panels right here, and right here are the inside of the card. And then we have the front of the card. So on one side, these two are the front, These are the inside, this is the inside. And then from the back, these are the panels that you're just seeing half of. So these are the panels that are normally totally covered up for when we leave our panels whole. So you could put, and I just grabbed a piece of cardstock, you could put a band around it. I'm not going to because I'm going to put some gems on there and I don't want the gems to interfere with the band going up and down. But just for future reference, like you can take a piece of cardstock, and this is 11 inches, I think. You don't need it to be quite 11, but I usually bend one half over, make sure it's fairly straight, and then the other half over. And that would make our belly band to go around it. So this is a belly band that you could pull up and down. I probably put it on there too tight. I'm not going to do the belly band because I'm going to do gems on here. And if you have gems, then as you're sliding the belly band up and down, it's going to get caught. So, but I just wanted to say you could do a belly band, you know, with some words right there.
So MJ says it's a shame you're covering up the fireworks. I think I would cut the white cardstock smaller so you can see the fireworks.
Oh, this piece smaller, right?
Maybe.
The front.
Maybe. What do you say, MJ?
Yeah, it's probably this one that you could cut a little bit smaller. You could cut this one to any size you really want. That's just the size I cut it. So, but yeah, you could cut this panel a little bit smaller, so then you're seeing more of those fireworks. So now when you are putting a thing on here, so we're going to attach it just to this front panel. You don't want to attach it to both panels because it'll tape that side shut, but we're just going to attach it to this one front panel. So yeah, you could make these panels right here any width you want, so then you can see as much or as little of that back panel. That would totally be up to you. And that's why with our pre-done double shutter cards, you're just chopping the same amount off of both ends without doing any math. So, because if you were going to score this, then you'd have to figure out exactly what you wanted. And you'd have to figure out the math depending on what you were doing. But if you're using the pre-done ones, then you can just, bam, just cut it off. Okay, so I am going to just guess where I need my adhesive. Or you could use foam tape. Foam tape will work too, because we could put foam tape. Actually, I think that would probably work better if we put foam tape right here. Because then you don't have to worry about putting tape where you don't want it.
All right, Sarah. So the question is this. So I take it you have a store. This is Martha, the new Martha Figel, that's asking this question.
Hi, Martha.
And I said, well, the paper cuts in Appleton, and while you run an annual warehouse sale, you have no retail store per se.
Correct.
Is that?
That is correct. We do have our website, so you can order online. And then we do have our warehouse sale once a year that is both virtual and in person. So yeah, that's how that kind of opens up. So this kind of goes to the front also. So we're going to put some little stars right here. So yeah, but you could have done that as a band that pulls up and down. But we want to put some bling on there. And I think these are all in a strip, so let's cut those. And yes, every Thursday we do our live. Some Thursdays we do our Fun Time Thursdays where there's a kit available. And that's kind of what I was talking about in the beginning. We're going to try and make those available more often, or once a month. where you can order them with our Crafters Classroom. So then you can save on shipping. If you are local, though, you can pick up your orders. So you can select pick up at warehouse to pick up your orders. And that's in the shipping options. I'm not good at random for gems. Or for when people do like little stuff on, little dots and stuff on things. I'm not usually good at random, but I'm trying. There we go. I think I like that. Maybe that's too. Oops, I have to leave that one there. Because then I start going overboard like I am now.
Oh, Martha lives in South Carolina. Okay.
Okay, so virtual Martha.
Yep.
Virtual. Let's see. I also had some little, remember my little stars that I punched out? There's all my little stars that I punched. These are really teeny tiny.
MJ, what are you talking about? The one side white card with the Happy New Year?
Okay, so let's go to a piece of Post-it note and a little bit of glue. Let's see. And I have my little tweezers.
Thank you, Cheryl. She said that card is gorgeous, and it truly is.
I mean, a New Year's card is one that I would probably, well, I'm bad at getting Christmas cards out too, but anyways, New Year's is probably not one that I would send, but you could do it for any type of celebration. It's my mom and dad's anniversary today.
Yeah, it
I
is.
wasn't going to say that because I didn't want to make her cry, but but this would be a good anniversary card. So everybody give my mom a hug.
Yeah. So bittersweet. Oh, Robin said MJ is saying that the middle should be all white piece, should be smaller so you can see the firework paper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I actually did make it smaller than normal. Like my white would have been even smaller too. Yeah, that's what you're saying. So I get that. Yeah. So there is our Blingy New Year's card.
Sarah,
Adapting our double shutter card.
do you sell the bling?
I do not sell the bling, but I know who has bling. That would be, I do not sell the bling, but Stamplistic has lots of bling. And they have, I think, their Blingy New Year's event coming up on New Year's. Well, I don't know what it's called, but anyways. So yeah, I don't sell the bling. But yeah, that's kind of fun. I do like, and I'm going to try and do more samples because I am going to try and do 3 birthday cards for my triplet nieces with this same type of design. And those may have belly bands on them because then I think I'm going to put the gift card attached to this panel right here.
Bling in the new year. Good one, Marion. Bling in the new year.
So, Alrighty. Well, thank you for joining me. You guys all have a happy new year, and we will see you in 2023. Bye, guys. Have a safe new year. See you later. Have a great night.
Bye.